Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Douglas Conservation Commission meeting for Monday, October 7th, 2019. Time is 7:02. First item on the agenda is request for determination of applicability, 58 Cottage Colony. Norma Aldrich, come on to the table if you'd like to let us know what you're doing. I'll read the ad first. Actually, thank you. I've got it right here. The Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public meeting for Norma Aldrich on October 7, 2019 at 7 p.m. in the Municipal Center, 29 Depot Street, for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. The proposed request for determination of applicability work location is 58 Cottage Colony, and the applicant is requesting permission to remove 2 dying trees within 100 feet of Whitens Reservoir. Welcome, name and address, please.
Norma Aldrich, 840 Hill Street, Whitensville, and 58 Cottage Colony, Douglas.
Okay. Great. And you're looking to remove some trees?
Yes, they're 2 very large oak trees
Okay.
that over the years, well, my father bought the land in 1938. So over the years, we've had so many branches cut, trimmed off because they've either been dead or they're fallen. One year one went through our window of the
Wow.
house. And just in August, the one by the road, a big limb went off and almost hit my neighbor's car
Oh, geez.
and blocked the road, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it pretty much dead, or?
This is a little
I wouldn't
map.
say, but
If you can see the 2 circles, and then if Steve's gonna show
Yes,
us a
yeah.
video.
So I'm at the water, and it's
Right.
not these 2 trees. It's the,
Yeah, well, I have 2
And-
trees in 2 nice maple trees in the front,
those are staying. So it's this one to the right,
yeah.
which is about 50 feet from the edge of the water, and then the one by the road.
Oh, it is big.
So it's not that, it's these 2 circles.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
thank
then
you.
the one by the road is about 90-some feet from the edge of
Okay.
the water.
Circle?
There are these 2 circles.
And you did say they were dying, right? Did you have an
Well,
there are
arborist
circles
come
there,
out
yeah.
and
No.
give you
There
a
are,
quote or
yeah.
anything?
I mean, we've had
Okay.
limbs
Is the res, I guess?
die,
Or-
over the years, and
Yeah.
I just think it's a safety issue, because one branch
Yeah.
is over my neighbor's, and they live there year-round,
Okay.
and then the other limb comes over my house. And we are on the windy side of the lake, and it does, see the way in the middle there,
Mm-hmm.
there's a black
Yeah.
comes down, and they said water could,
Get in
Penetrate.
there,
jump in there,
and then that's
if
how they
those
rot
two,
and crack, yep.
went, it would take out the houses.
And that's the other tree there.
Have you spoken to someone
Right on
about
the
taking those
street,
down?
that's pretty
Like
much
a-
at
Yeah,
the
my son is
hydrant, right?
working on, he's
Yeah.
talked to a couple of
Okay.
people. Some won't even touch it because it's so big. But
Yeah.
I think he has a friend who.
Did you wheel off the, from the bank to that tree by the road, the second tree?
Yeah, 80 feet,
Oh, is it? Okay.
yeah.
I had a little further.
Okay. Yeah, it looks
I
a
took
little
a wheel.
further.
I took a
Yeah.
wheel to it.
Yeah.
I believe it was like 90 feet.
In 90, yeah. I just had one of those tape measures, I was doing it the other day. Holly, who works there, lives in the gray house right there, so they were a little concerned about the branch too.
Okay.
Won't be easy to cut down. Close quarters.
He said, the one tree man said he'd have to do the one by the road first to get at the other one.
It's
You'd have to have
expensive,
a
too.
Oh, yes,
Big money.
very. Yep.
Okay, board, any other
What
questions?
would you end up leaving stumps?
Probably. He
Yeah.
probably couldn't afford to take the stumps out.
Yeah, let's just leave,
Well, then we generally
Think we
insist that you
should.
keep the stumps.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way I mean, if we get enough money to pay for this project, there's no way I could keep the stumps out. Would have to decorate it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a table.
That's the one where the limb fell down. It was in the middle of the night. My whole house shook. I thought it was an earthquake. Honestly, it was awful.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a lot of
scary.
weight there.
So they're not really shading the water.
No, these two trees in the front, really nice maple trees,
Mhm.
shade. Yeah, I've been there since before I was born.
Wow, you were there before you were born?
I was there before I was born.
Oh, okay. Board, any other questions? I have that back, please, for the file.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, issue a negative
With the
RDA
condition.
decision,
Okay.
Can we add the
For
conditions to the
58?
stumps?
Yep, stop.
cottage colony,
Thanks.
Norma
50.
Aldridge, with the condition of what?
That the stumps remain in place.
Stumps.
Stay in place.
Okay, motion's been made.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Good luck.
I need any paperwork
We're
or
gonna
anything?
sign something,
Oh, okay.
probably tonight. Have a to be signed.
Yeah, tonight, and then just talk to Marie tomorrow, but since technically, since they voted on it, you can go ahead and start the work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Have peace
Awesome.
of mind when I'm sleeping in there.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next item on the agenda, we have a request for determination of applicability, 33 Huff Road. Peter Gauthier. Come on down. And let me just read the newspaper article. The Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public meeting for Peter Gauthier on October 7th, 2019 at 7:15 PM in the Municipal Center, 29 Depot Street, for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. The proposed request for determination of applicability work location is 33 Huff Road, and the applicant is requesting permission to remove a tree 90 feet from Manchog Pond. Name and address, please.
Peter Gauthier, 33 Huff Road.
Okay.
So here's the property down on Huff Road. Too many people are familiar with it. It's if you go by King's Campground, and it used to be an old road, that's Huff Road, and then you could kind of cut through it, but to get down there through here, you have to,
Yeah, you gotta go down Parker Road.
you gotta go up, what is it, Oak Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go down Oak Street, past King's Campground, and then up on top, on Oak Street, you take a right.
Just before Lake Manchog Campground, you take that
And
right.
it gets you down into these camps in here, and then this camp has a beach. Let's see if I zoom in. So there's a beach right here, and the tree is, you'll see it on my photos, right about here. It's about 90 feet away from the water's edge. So let me bring up
The body of water
the White
is,
Manchog Pond.
oh,
So here's the
it's
tree
not,
here.
not the res.
No, Lake Manchog. And I'm on the board of directors for the Lake Association. I mean, I would do nothing to impact the water quality or the lake. The reason that I called to have someone come down was because I was worried that it wasn't the 100 feet from the water, so I wanted to make sure I did this right before I had it cut. And the reason I want to have it cut about 10 or 12 feet up from the bottom, that's, I wish that picture was better. There's a big
Sorry.
rocky spot.
Oh, I
where
can
the
see
water's
that.
getting in.
You can see it here.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can zoom in on that too.
Yes.
And that's leaning towards our property, and our cars are in the driveway right there, and my shed, and
The beach side.
the electrical lines for the
Oh, wow.
whole, all the houses down there, that's gonna hit right on top of
You can
it.
see the electric lines in the other
Yeah.
picture, it's crazy.
So,
And the lens is falling.
So, I mean, the top of it looks really healthy, but I've had a couple arborists come down and they said, that's probably all full of ants in that hole, and every time it rains, he said, water's getting in there.
It's a matter of time.
He said it's just a matter of time before that comes down.
How far is it?
I took a wheel to
90
it,
feet.
about 90 feet.
That's not shedding the water or anything.
No,
Oh,
or the beach, I don't think.
And I've talked to all the neighbors, they just said, just go ahead and do it, but I wanted to make sure I did it the right way.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Board? Any questions? Any other questions?
I have a question. When the board says that the applicant is not
Yes.
to remove the stump,
Mm-hmm.
does that preclude them from grinding the stump?
Not really, no.
Once in a while, we did a grind in place, but no, it's to leave the stump as it is when they cut it.
So they wouldn't.
No
I would consider
grinding.
Grinding is
Why
considered
would we
removal.
not
Yeah.
want them or allow them to grind the stump if they would?
No, you usually let them grind it. The removal is when it's typically, I mean,
Closer.
when it's typically closer to the water on a bank or on a slope, and then they're removing the stumps, you get the erosion and you get the sediment and you get everything else that if you're within feet of the resource area.
And it's more likely somebody's gonna get something in the resource.
But given
Right.
this is 90 feet away, it's, I don't think it's even, if they
And I'm
remove
gonna
the
keep-
stump, it's gonna bother.
If I get
One way or
your approval,
another.
I'm gonna have them cut it at like 10 feet from the ground. Because there's a stone wall just to the left of
Yeah.
that tree,
Oh,
so I don't want that to be compromised, so I'm gonna leave a big, tall stump.
Yeah.
okay.
Could put a flower pot on top or something.
So if they
But I
do-
see those wires there, those are all for all the houses down on
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's
road.
So typically, it's a lot easier to give the order if they do remove it, and if you're close to the resource area, then they should give a little bit more detail on erosion controls when they're doing it, vehicles, you're gonna come in with an excavator, probably pull it
Yeah, I
out.
guess
So it's
the
a little more
question on the
complicated.
grinding.
Yeah, grinding doesn't disturb ground, it just
Yeah, not a lot.
lowers the stump level below the ground so you can put
That's right.
soil over it and
Yeah,
soil over it.
and hide it, yeah.
And I didn't know if that was allowed when we're saying not to
Yeah.
remove or not, so.
Yeah, I think it's more the material, all the material that's coming out of that.
You don't want them
I mean,
excavating a space.
area.
Right, I don't
Yeah.
want them pulling the stump,
Yeah.
that creates a
Yeah.
huge hole and a huge disturbance, but to
Oh,
grind them,
people
I
do
think
it.
would be okay, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Well,
would
what
agree.
he's talking about, you know, if he's gonna leave 10 feet.
He's gonna leave
Yeah.
anyway,
That's
it's
no
not an
problem.
issue for this one.
Right.
And if
Then
you
it
buy
kind of
a,
like a little bear
yeah, so
Yeah.
waving.
There's guys that
See
do
the stone
that.
wall?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I saw it.
I don't
It's
see
right
it,
in
where
there.
I'm, you can't see it, but where I'm standing, there's a stone wall. And sometimes people don't realize when they're trying to take the stump out by a stone wall, they create a lot more havoc. The wall
Oh, yeah.
falls over, the
Oh, yeah.
roots are all over the place, and then before you know it, you get this huge area that they're
Yeah, you never know where the roots
excavating.
are.
yeah, I don't wanna disrupt the
Some
integrity
of
of that
those roots
stone
are big.
wall.
Which is fine, but they have to come back and maybe the commission wants more information on if they're gonna be
The
decent
protections.
protections for stumping. But Mark's right, I agree with Mark on the grinding.
Okay.
Did you take that picture like from the water, standing near the water?
I'm right on the water, pretty much on the water, yeah.
Oh, wow, it's far away.
That's pretty far.
Yep.
It's
90
because of the
feet.
nice lawn.
I'm about
Nice
90
lawn.
feet away.
Nice umbrella.
Thank you.
I picked up the umbrella.
She picked that up, yeah.
Hey, Cord.
Make a motion to issue a negative RDA. We know there's still gonna be a stump, so we're good.
Motion been made,
Second.
seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I have your permission, I can call someone to come and do that? I don't
Yeah,
need-
Maria will have the paperwork tomorrow if you wanna come by officially pick it up.
Oh, all right. And where would I go to get that?
The building department, and then the person on the left, when you walk into the building department, Maria LaJoy,
Right down
couple
here?
doors down on the left.
Two doors down or whatever.
Yeah,
One door down.
we signed
Oh, is
it.
that who I saw when I came for this,
Probably.
It is, yeah. Yes.
so it's right down here on the
Yeah.
left as well. So if I come around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning,
Hopefully, yeah.
that would be okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
I know. Steve, Douglas Renewables, wetland crossing.
Yeah, so they're all, I'll show you some photos of it. They're pretty much done with the crossing. Been going
Thank
out-
you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
If not nightly, but definitely weekly, and I, you know, about a couple times I'm out there talking to the contractors, so. Let's see, let me just figure this up. So this is when they first started doing the crossing. They prepped the replication area.
Okay.
I had, you know, then they had the wetlands guys out there. Then they planted the replication area and they put the seeded mix in. This is after the crossing is in, so this is just across, and then they'll have to come in, and they stopped right here. because they didn't get any, their phasing plan is just to do the crossing on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
This is what their timber bridge looked like.
Oh, wow.
You know, so they didn't disturb
yeah.
the stream, and it came out on either side. You know, they really, I thought they did a nice job overall with,
Wow. I couldn't quite picture from what they gave us for the sketch, but
That's
it looks
almost
pretty
pretty.
good. Yeah.
came out nice. This is the end. This is what it looks like going the other way. They got both replication areas completed.
Wow.
A couple times they left the machinery kind of close, so I talked to the site inspector to make sure that they park it away from like the commission lakes outside the buffer zone, which they did. Then I think they'll have to come back, put some guardrails up, and then finish the, you know, the next phase of the project, which is going up the slope and clearing the land. But
How
For the
far is
commission-
that above?
What's that?
Is that 3 or 4 foot drop? But
from the, yeah, I think it's probably 4 feet. Well, maybe not 4, probably 3
we
feet.
will need some kind of guardrails.
Right. Which, as we said, they lucked out with
Right.
It was, you know, so that's what happens. You know, sometimes you get
Yep.
the nicest, one of the driest Septembers on record. So we
Yep.
play it by ear. It rained once or twice, but we were out there. But they were doing a nice job controlling things. And sometimes you get a storm that comes in and screws them. So
How's that bank being finished?
I think that's just there's no riprap or anything. They're gonna have to taper that off, and then put some stabilized material. I have to look at the detail.
I
Yeah,
gotta
that's
plant
probably-
something in there or let something,
I
or
think
just
it's-
let stuff
Not
go in
gonna
there.
get loamed and seeded?
Well, I think it should be crushed rock. I think probably be
Really?
more stable. I'll take a look at the plan on that. They haven't.
This-
They just finished this weekend to do the crossing. I think their main thing was just to get the bridge
Yeah,
in,
it's
so
to be
they
the end of September.
so they could finish the work.
There was a
Mhm.
time limit.
Yeah,
Yes,
end of September.
well,
Well,
because
we give it
it
to the
has to
end.
stay, yeah.
Is this the one where they were talking about adding a third pipe or something?
No.
No,
No,
this is
no,
much
that was
before
another-
that.
If it is to be seeded, it should be done soon,
Should be
Steve,
done
because
soon.
we're
Right. Let me check on that.
leaving time period when we'll get any germination
You wanna
and
just go look at the
stability.
plan?
What's that?
Crossing.
I'll give them a call and go over it if you want. This is from Saturday, so I know they were itching to do the crossing,
Mm-hmm.
and then, before it flows.
Yeah, I thought it was stabilize the slopes, but I thought it was seeding.
Well, the plans are in my car, but I can
That's
grab,
Whatever you wanna do. We have a couple minutes,
want me to
sets
grab
of
it?
minutes to do.
All right.
We can
I'll
review
grab it.
those. This Form H, we don't really need this, correct? Or do we need this? Cause they already give us the bond, they give us the money. Surety
the-
agreement for a
Yeah,
bond.
I think we're all set with that, I don't know. That was something that the,
You want Whiten Reservoir here now?
It's already been provided to us, so
Yes.
we don't really need the surety
they'll
agreement.
probably come up for a reduction once they're done. White and Reservoir, no new information on that. They had, on White and Reservoir.
Where we gave them the partial for phase 2.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think they.
Oh,
officially-
issued upon dealing
Oh.
with materials in lot 15 and 14.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for planning board to make sure that, I think that's in Bill's.
It hasn't been released yet?
I haven't got anything official that yet. Well, they haven't come back and asked for the release of the lots.
Oh.
But I did get an email from, over the weekend from town council that they're looking to, there's open space there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that big chunk of open space, in order to get the reduced lot frontage, in order to get their permit from the subdivision and shrink the
Cluster.
zone, the cluster, that to shrink the zoning and have more houses clustered together, there's gonna be a lot more open space that's left over. That open space, they have to either, they have to designate it to some entity,
Mm-hmm.
and they might be asking the commission if they wanna take it.
Okay, when they ask, they can present it to us
Yeah.
and we'll see.
So let me go, look for the plans.
So let's sign, there's a voucher and then the 2 RDAs that we just approved. Mike, do you want to start with this?
Which committee did the gentleman, did he end up going to cultural stuff, or did he end up coming here?
No.
hear. I
Nope.
didn't hear. No, what?
Oh, I don't know.
You're
You
saying
don't know
nope?
either?
No, I was saying no to something else.
Oh.
No, he had his options.
Yeah, I did not hear if he
No.
was, I don't believe he went to the selectmen. They were last Tuesday, they had a meeting, so. And if you could pass that to Mark Art.
Yep.
Thank you.
Ooh, wall calendars, very exciting. Ooh, early in the year, kind of. I guess you want to order some now.
For the rush.
The New Year's rush for wall calendars.
Right.
Nothing came this way. Oh, it's just over there.
Yeah, we're just finishing up.
Right, it's the two tree removals and
There's
the,
a two from tonight.
Thank you very much.
You already did that.
Vice Chair, double checking. You can sign your name twice if you want.
Sure.
Okay, do you want to do
They
minutes?
thought the same way? Oh,
August 26th, we have a draft number 2.
yeah,
can we look at it?
still bad.
Still bad, it's still the same
Okay.
problem.
Wait, there's this one in my packet that I got. So,
Yeah,
all right, great. So which problem did you have? So I had no issues on page 1.
yeah, my issue was page 4, so.
I have an issue on page 2.
Whereabouts?
In the last paragraph where it lists the conditions,
Which section?
Which part, which?
sorry, first section,
First section.
Okay.
last paragraph, it
Oh.
lists the order of conditions.
Conditions to the
equipment?
RDA, yeah.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Conditions.
Straw
No
wattle.
heavy equipment.
They're missing the stumps.
Okay, no spot piling. Stumps to remain.
Yep.
Okay, so add condition. Okay.
And that was all I had for page 2.
Mike, you said page 4?
Oh, I had an issue on page
Oh,
3.
look on page 3.
Page 2. And the first paragraph on page 3, again, with the list of the order of conditions, they
Yeah,
are missing that the sonotubes were supposed to be as shown on the plan.
condition and inspected.
Which one are you on? Which
And-
number?
The first one,
Right
this
here.
paragraph.
This paragraph before discussion?
Right,
Add condition.
for
I think it
sonotube.
was no more than 4 sonotubes.
This
Shown on the
is-
plan.
Well, that's
This-
listed
No,
in,
the 4
No.
sonotubes is the last one.
Oh,
These are the 12-inch sonotubes to prop up the camp house.
yeah,
And they had a plan. And
okay.
instead of setting a number, because I think it was more than 4, I think it was like
Okay,
9.
sonotube, yeah, I think so.
So I was just saying, according to plan.
Submitted plan, okay.
What size were they?
They're
12
12-inch.
Okay.
And then also on that page, when we granted the partial release of covenant, earlier in that conversation, we had mentioned which lots it excluded.
You're talking about 2? Discussion
Yes,
2?
sorry. Yes,
Which ones it excluded?
or included,
So-
right,
yeah, he wanted them all, but we didn't agree to that.
right.
Is this the one that had like 12 lots or something?
Yeah.
Just a humongous number, but there was one
Are you
left
talking
out?
about North Village or are you talking about Whiten's Res Estates?
I'm talking about,
North Village. North
Okay.
Village, and you, he talked about finishing the road.
Yeah, so North Village, none of the house lots are jurisdictional. It was just the roadway work.
then you're right, I'm thinking White and
So
Reservoir.
that's the next one.
Okay, so White and Reservoir, it does special, okay, perfect, it's got
Yeah, I think she got that correct.
9, 10, 11, 12,
Mhm.
13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, and they were saying the other two,
Twice she has them. listed here, too.
Yeah.
And they're the correct, same numbers. Do you think there's one that's not supposed to be in there?
so
I
the
have a
only one
question.
they excluded here was 16.
That was the one in the corner.
They were always.
Yeah,
that
my
was-
notes are about well, materials in lots 14 and 15. And I think that that's issued upon dealing with materials in lots 14 and 15 because 16's the bad guy. Okay, yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
that still didn't get released from Steve's possession.
No, that's fine. Then I have no issue
Okay.
with that. And so then page 4.
I had a question.
Oh,
But it's just me, I think. That- Is this a place where they're talking about partial releases of the covenant?
Certificate of compliance.
Yeah, where's the?
Not the
wrong one.
covenant. The
Oh, that's
covenant
other
would be
one.
with North Village.
Yep.
Okay.
They did that in lieu of a bond.
Yep.
That's what I had a question on then, I guess. So just for me, for my purposes, what's the partial release of the covenant?
That released phase 1, well, actually released pretty much all the phase 1, phase 2. And then they have
But not-
phase 3 and
okay.
4.
So the details.
So that kind of, because they're not yet done with the top coat. So they kept releasing in phases. But we signed off on their order of conditions with that replication area. We went on that walk. But they're not yet completely done
Okay.
within our jurisdiction. So their covenant protects us on, they can't just leave it or they can't just
They can't walk
put
away.
put the asphalt in the water or anything like that. They have to use erosion controls and all that jazz, so.
Okay.
Okay. So then you have
4.
a comment on page 4?
Yeah, we had this comment, we talked about it, I don't know why we didn't approve them with mods or something, but that's under other business, page 4.
Yep.
Mr. Zisk walked the property. The question was, what
I
property?
did, I brought that up
I know.
last meeting.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
why-
it's on
why
your
is it here
street.
again?
I don't know.
But we need an address in here.
Yeah, we said across from, Steve, do you remember, what is it,
Southeast
north?
Main?
Southeast Main,
Lot 7?
yeah, lot 7.
They call Lot 7, I'm not sure what the street address was.
What's the horse farm one?
Horse Farm?
Yeah, like where the horses come from, across the street. Is that 42 or something? 44? 144?
I'm not sure where you're getting at.
What number are you?
There's several places that have horses on that street, so I'm not sure which one.
And even if we did, we wouldn't know what the house number was.
Still.
Well, it would help us place it.
I'll find it. I've got an app for that.
How about the place that used to have the little miniature horses and a stall
Yeah,
up
the
by the
ones
road?
that are like diagonal from this location. I've got a little hunter thing that I can map change.
Elevation view. And we want the profile.
This is the solar one. Okay, great.
Yeah, I found the planning board section.
So there's no reason that they would want to grass this and make this lawn, because they don't, this is just their access road for maintenance. 'cause
Well, no,
it's
it's just
field.
stabilizing the site.
They
so-
just want to stabilize it, so they should just grow in whatever they normally grow there.
Right, I guess the question becomes, is it gonna stay as the gravel that they've
Right.
used as the base
That's what
material?
I'll get
Or
clear.
are they
I'd rather
putting
have
something,
them, I'd rather have them rip-wrap it.
yeah, or putting riprap on it, or putting
Mm.
loam and some
Right.
plant material that
Yeah.
would hold it, like crown vetch or something like that? work. It doesn't
Right.
have to be grass.
I'll get clarification
Yeah.
on that, that's a good point. I mean, what shows here is just typical topsoil. When it comes to stuff like over a crossing, I typically rather have riprap, because over the time, being a low point, water's gonna flow there and then pitch off, and then you're gonna get constant ruts where riprap would have more of a stability over time.
You think riprap
Alright.
is more stable long term?
So, back to the question.
We still
How do
need an
we-
address.
It's across from
Want me to bring it up?
218 Southeast Main.
218 Southeast Main.
Oh,
Or
so it's past Main.
next to 229, it's between
down near
229 and 221, I believe. You wanna just double check me?
What is it?
Down to
Southeast?
Locust Street.
Yeah, I would say,
218?
yeah. Well,
I always
221.
thought there was a vet or something in there, because I used,
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then across the street, isn't that Sliver Ours right there?
Right here, that
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So it's, between
What are you looking for, this address here?
221. Just as a reference, and 229.
That's 221 Southeast Main,
Yeah.
right there.
And then it jumps to 229.
And then it jumps to 229.
So which one did you walk that Saturday?
I walked southeast this parcel.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
across the street from the horse place.
Yeah.
yeah, which
That's
is,
what I was
Horse
trying to
farm,
say.
which is 218.
218.
So across the street from 218 is the access.
It says Mr. This walked the property Saturday.
What's it in access to, Steve?
What's that?
What's it in access to?
So it's to, there's conservation land,
Yeah.
From
right
it was
there.
Keven, right?
Cuban property. So,
60 acres.
so the people that lived on it, on there, they volunteered and they cleared a bunch of trails and stuff. Well, there was trails there, they maintained them. About the property, they did a pretty nice job. So,
Good. Yeah, we're still working on the sign.
Well, the
the
sign, with open space,
boulders.
with open space,
Yeah.
right.
The
So
highway
they're,
department was gonna get out
Yeah.
there.
so
I see them with a machine around,
who,
Ernie,
alright,
Oh,
today.
we're gonna have to, but open space is supposed to, was coordinating with them about
Okay,
the parking
so
area
if we
and
could
stuff.
just have an update,
I
that would
talked
be
to
good.
Carrie Van Necker, they no longer do, they
Yeah.
don't do the signage. They used to do all their state park signs.
Anyway, we
Yeah,
can
we
get a
could.
Boy
Site.
Scout to do it.
I was gonna try and get my robotics team to do it, but right now I have like a lot of really unruly students. If you get a bunch of new ones, I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. We have a CNC router.
Oh, you do?
You put something in
Okay.
CAD, and
Yeah. Wow.
which would be a great resource for that. But I'd love to have like, oh hey students, learn how to do this thing, and then
Right.
we're gonna do it. And if that doesn't work out, then I could just go over the summer and do it. But I'd love to have, oh here's how you use this machine. Let's make this cool thing that somebody will appreciate.
Yeah.
So I really like to do that. But
How big's the
See.
format?
for the CNC route, it's
Yeah.
like 48 by 48 inches. It's
Oh my goodness.
huge. I don't know what it's cutting it, but it's very good size.
So you need the material? Is that what you need?
You need material.
You could use the backside if you mess up too,
Well, the
right?
Right.
The
I'm
commission would
sure
pay
I-
for the material.
What kind of
They could.
material is it?
I think it's just planks, just pine planks.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
sure I can find
and they
something.
router, you know, there's 6-inch or 8-inch maybe.
That would be
You
great.
can take
Is
a
there a
look at,
size standard? Yeah.
well, if
Yeah,
you look
there
at,
is.
you look at one of the signs, either the Land
Go in the
Mazinski
forest
or
and measure
Maryland
the-
Navy. Yeah,
Okay.
well, the one all right off of Manchog Road, Mufford Road or Manchog.
Yeah, that
It's
was
like
nice.
3 inches.
I think they're just slots and then
I was
they
just
do-
gonna see how big the sign is, how big
Okay.
the letter is.
That's it.
and
That's
then-
3 or 4 inches.
Make somebody
At the end of
program it.
Mumford Street and Manchester.
Yeah, they're
I'm
about,
gonna Save the
Can we,
Then we can make other signs too.
the first one
can we
was, the first one's
resolve
off
this?
of
Can
you.
I get it
The first
down
one.
the pike?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Mike.
It's okay.
All right, so we found out the address.
You got the
Yep.
address.
Okay, so we're
Page 4
good.
is clarified.
So
Yep.
And
we
2
wanna make
changes.
a motion To
Page 2 and 3.
accept these minutes with modifications to page
As
2,
amended.
3, and 4. Yeah,
Okay.
as amended.
Motion's been made,
Second.
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
See if we get it right this time.
All right.
Do we want time to look at 26, or do everyone look at?
I just
The-
glanced at them, I
You
didn't
just
really.
got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
September
so-
16.
That was this last time.
Oh, nope, then absolutely take your time on that then.
And we've signed the voucher.
There's a bunch of places on this one where sometimes she put
Yes.
100 feet, and sometimes she put 50 feet buffer, sometimes she left buffer out,
Oh, gosh.
but
Don't tell me these things. I was only reading the
there's like
conclusions.
5 or 6 of them I found just glancing through it.
Yeah,
With
we should
September?
have buffer.
Okay, well, there's,
Yeah.
on every page, there's buffer missing.
Okay, so add buffer
Well,
after each measurement.
Yep,
Number 16.
September.
Distance measurements.
but there is some places where she
Buffer.
did put it.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we
yeah.
just
I circled. like I
need
said.
clarification on that.
Yeah,
I mean, do we want to walk through this now?
It's up to you guys.
So, yep.
To say if she could, it's good enough to her where all these missing buffers are. Yeah, there it is, they're enough.
okay, so on
several
page
places.
1, on the 715 paragraph,
Yep,
you've got one at the last line of the first paragraph, it just says 50 feet.
yep,
The third paragraph, it just says, at the last line, it says 100 feet.
yep.
On the next page, on the 730 Northwest Main one,
First line.
oh, they're right, there's another one on the first line,
Yeah.
on the second page. And then, the second paragraph of the 730 NOI, just says 50 feet.
Mhm.
And the bridge.
You just have
And on the
So I have-
elevation,
the third page,
and
there's,
then the other side, they just have a
Before we get to
profile
page 3.
on another sheet.
So last paragraph of 730,
One more sheet over.
it was my intent that he would put in the additional 12-inch pipe and that it was their discretion, the location was at their discretion.
supposed to be 2.
Well, they already have one.
It said
No, I thought it was only
there was
one
one
more.
more.
It was one more in addition to the one existing,
In the
but the
third,
location was at their discretion. The way it's
Right. but
worded,
if you look in the third paragraph, it says that he's willing to add an additional 12-inch pipe.
Yeah, exactly, I thought it was.
Elevation.
I think Steve thought 2 was okay.
Yeah, this kind of
we
implies
did
it's
feel like it
optional.
was okay to have 2, but Mr. Brown was willing to add an additional, so there were 2.
It was supposed to
Yeah.
have
Third.
an additional pipe between the existing pipe and
The other point, like,
the other.
Another 12-inch.
Yeah,
just
At
for
the discretion,
safety.
at the discretion of the contractor, that he would place
For a
it
position.
in the field where he determined would be best placed while
Right.
working.
So the way it's written suggests that the pipe is at the construction's discretion. I was going to say,
The
addition
location.
of an additional 12-inch pipe located at the construction's discretion.
Yeah.
And I just wanted, the key word is just to
It was
add
his-
the word
Addition of the
located.
Addition of an
It was the
additional.
discretion of the contractor to place the location, which had to be between the existing pipe and the pipe that was designed.
Between.
No,
So just add
I think it's
between.
there.
All right.
If you
But
read,
it's not in the final motion for the
Yeah,
notice
the
of the
last
vote.
sentence.
It needs to
Second
be in the last sentence.
Between existing
Yeah.
pipe and proposed.
this is
It's
the,
confusing the way it is now, I agree.
with the condition of an additional, with the addition of an additional 12-inch pipe. Oh, you want the location at the
Located
discretion,
at the-
not the
yeah.
pipe at the
Yeah,
discretion.
between the existing
you.
pipe and the proposed
Yeah,
pipe.
They might say, nah, we don't need that pipe.
no.
Right, that's,
God, 100 foot is all over the place, 50 foot, 100 foot.
thanks.
You at least,
Okay,
needs to
that was
learn
on
the
page
buffer
2?
word.
Yep, I'm on page 3.
Don't you have to, it's all right.
We've got it, we've got a bunch of them.
Yeah, a whole bunch. 2, 3, 4,
1, 2, 3, 4.
I also counted 5.
5 on page 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of the paragraph, and let me just read this out loud to make sure
Sure.
nobody is crazy. This
Or-
is, first of all, this is a run-on sentence that is the made a motion, the whole last paragraph. I think it's like one sentence. Made a motion to issue the negative RDA, following conditions: no stockpiling, no parking of machinery, no grading, no trees removed, area of disturbance between the new garage and reservoirs, to be landscaped with shrubbery in lieu of lawn. I agree with all that. And Mr. Zisk will inspect the site before the existing structure is torn down and after. Okay, that makes sense, to make sure it is stabilized before erosion controls are moved. I missed the and after, and I was like, why is he going before it's torn down to remove the, okay, and
Well,
after, that's
Yeah,
key.
just to make sure that that location of those erosion controls are correct.
Yep, nope, that makes sense.
And she did a colon there, so as far as your run-on sentence,
It's
it's a
okay.
little iffy, yeah,
Does that-
Nope, it's fine.
qualifying as a run-on. Okay. Anything else, board?
I'll make a motion. Did you
Okay,
want to
I'll
alert?
entertain it, yeah.
Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as modified for September 16th, 2019.
I'll second that.
And motion's been made, seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good job, everyone.
Knock it out.
Anything else from anyone? Questions, concerns?
We didn't set the record, no.
I know, it's okay. We did all the business.
Yeah, but
Rightly
I was
so.
hearing about these 11 o'clock ones.
I know, we don't wanna go
We don't wanna
there.
go there.
I was wondering what the
That
record
was
was for the
that was in our
shortest,
younger days.
shortest
Yeah.
meeting, yeah.
We have the system down now.
Yeah, down to science.
A
Yes.
question, is there a way to get the NOIs in advance of coming to the meetings?
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
would you like,
Just come in and ask for it, or?
When they come in, we'll just send
Maria could
well, I'll have, when the new ones,
Scan.
applications come in.
Scan them and email.
Well, we have 2 copies. What would you like, the plans and the notice, the application?
I don't know.
you don't know what you want?
Probably,
I mean-
I would probably like to look at the plan.
Right.
The
If
application.
it's only
that's all.
submitted as paper copies, then that makes it a little hard to come and get them and
We
take
can always
them
ask
out
for
and look at them.
an additional copy for you when they submit.
We can explore that. You can always come beforehand, but you're not gonna
Right.
really have much time. That's the thing.
No, but when they come in, sometimes they come in a month ahead, weeks ahead.
Yeah, I feel unprepared when I come into the meeting and it's like, boom, right
Right.
there in front of me, and
When
it's
it's
like,
a
oh,
lot
geez,
of-
now
I
I
typically
gotta.
ask for 2
Yeah.
copies. One for the file and one for my field review.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
they're on review. Once we know about them, maybe we could.
These RDAs are
keep-
smaller, the ones we've had tonight, they're just,
Yes.
1-page
Yeah.
paper things, looking to take a tree down.
Right.
They're pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, these I don't worry about. We
Yeah.
think,
Yeah, exactly.
it's the, suddenly there's this huge plan for a development or a solar field, and, which is why they never get approved the
But if we
first
could,
night, right? 'Cause there's
Yeah.
always
We
like-
get the agenda from her, say, like a week early.
We do.
Thursdays.
It should be available if he wants to stop on a Friday for him to take a look at.
But what's the
Could be.
trigger to let everybody know that there's been an application that's submitted? So she'd have to
It'd be on
say,
the
I could-
agenda, right?
I'll have
yeah, but
Maria,
it's,
that's a good
Actually-
point. But that's a good point. I'll have Maria, every time,
sends-
we could just set the policy, every time an application comes in, she'll just send an email out that day, when she stamps it in.
and we
That's
could
fair.
also think about
Could be 2 weeks,
requiring
3
the
weeks.
applicant to submit an electronic copy, because that's what some towns do.
That would
And
be
then-
ideal.
Exactly, that would be
Everybody
ideal.
Because
It's
you're,
on a
you know, a
PDF.
lot of them are getting
Yeah.
to be 24 by 36, and then
Right.
Yep.
I
We could do that
know
too.
that's a little,
Could be a much,
everybody could think about it.
well, some of it, which I could have Maria ask, not require it, but ask if they could. So,
I mean, they're probably all creating their plans in AutoCAD, so they're all being created electronically, so they're
Well,
all.
like
There's a few-
60%,
You just,
60.
save as a
That's all.
PDF instead of saving.
there's a few
And the
that,
rest of them.
there's a few that have the rosin paper.
Oh, there are.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
So
they
we
do.
could,
You can
we
tell.
could talk about that, Steve,
I
maybe you
agree.
can come up with something, for our next meeting,
You
the
got little bag.
21st.
You Still got the green table?
Tilts.
Sure.
My experience is
Okay.
she kind of sends them out on Thursdays, and
Well, she sent
She's
you,
off Friday because the place is closed, and
Right.
and then
Right.
Monday comes.
They're not
Doesn't
closed
leave you a lot of
anymore.
time.
to Mark's
Yeah,
point,
If you wanna talk to anyone, it's tough.
yeah, but to Mark's point, we don't have a meeting, sometimes we have a meeting once a month, depending on the holidays and stuff, and the application comes in weeks early. You have time to come in, look at the
Just sitting
plan.
there.
Sure.
I probably won't come in very often
Yeah,
and do so,
but
but
they'll be
but
there.
I think it's
there are
very
times that I might
convenient
want to, and I
when-
think it would be, good to have them be available.
Yeah, maybe get some feedback, would be great.
If she has electronic copies, there's no reason she couldn't make attachments to the email that she sends out.
They might be very data heavy though.
Yeah, maybe it would come in.
You'd almost need like a SharePoint.
If she attaches the agenda in her email.
I'm just saying, like a drawing like that
It
would
could
probably be
take
a little
up-
bit
okay.
data
You might not
heavy.
be able to get it if it's got that much of
If
an
the email's too
attachment.
big.
You
Yeah.
need a Dropbox.
Well,
A
yeah.
Dropbox or a
So
SharePoint.
planning board has been doing the link and you can view all the files.
Yep.
Oh,
But Steve can come up with a solution for us for next meeting. At least, at the very least, to
Well,
notify
we'll-
us on
we'll play
new
it by ear. I mean,
submittals.
well, first, I mean, it's easier just to send, every time a submittal comes in that day, have her send an email out.
Yep.
And then we'll ask for, see how big the files are.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be okay.
Might be
I mean, if
okay.
they're PDF, they'd be fine.
Conservation's
And I
not
imagine they have to be
planning,
because-
planning board is, once in a while we'll get this, which is planning board, which I think planning board is a heavy file. Conservation, you'll just get one sheet, 1 or 2 PDFs, and
Yeah.
I get them emailed a lot,
You
so
get a lot.
we might be okay. If it's under 10 meg.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay, board.
Sounds good. We can adjourn if we
I'll
want
move
to.
it. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll second.
Second, all right.
Adjourn.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Mark,